Hello, hello, and welcome to the Audacity Show, Wednesdays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, with me, Stephanie Young. It is an unbelievable honor that you choose to join me today and any Wednesday to be with me. It truly is an honor. Today we are going to be talking about the hidden value of decluttering, and we will be rocking and rolling in about 30 seconds. I wanted to give you a hot minute, actually about a hot half minute, to grab your notebook, grab a pen, grab a beverage. I'm going to give you a 30-second countdown. And if you're like, I'm here and I'm ready, that's cool. Drop a little thing in the comments below. Just let me know where you're watching from and the thing that you wish you had the time to declutter. And I'll be in the comments with you. I'm so excited again and just honored that you wanted to join me. Let's get that 30 seconds rolling to give a couple other people to hop on. But again, if you are already here with me, I'll be in the comments with you and I'll be sharing the thing I can't wait to declutter with you. See you in 30 seconds. We're back. Let's just take 30 seconds. I hope you have time to grab your notebook, your pen, and your beverage. I grabbed mine because I'm a fast talker and often I feel that I need something to sense with it. But again, welcome. I'm so honored that you chose to spend some of your Wednesday with me on our brand newly named The Audacity Show with Stephanie Young. Today, we are going to be discussing the hidden values of decluttering and how, when you declutter, it allows you to live your audacious life. Now, if you are thinking, oh my goodness, like, I do need some support living my audacious life, you can drop the word declutter in the comments below, and we'll be reaching out and we can look at how it looks like and what it looks like to put in your life decluttering. And then you can start to live your audacious life a little bit more. Again, I am Stephanie and I'm so grateful that you're here. I support women who are ready for success, lessen the overwhelm in their life so that they can make their dreams reality. I do this with my Audacious Life decluttering strategy and life coaching. And again, let's jump right in. So, as I said, we are talking about the hidden values of decluttering. Now, you can look up and you can Google or search on Pinterest how to declutter, where to start decluttering. You can find so many resources, but sometimes we forget to talk about the value of decluttering and what happens when you declutter. So let's talk about some of those hidden values that often get overlooked. Now, if you're watching on the replay, I'm so grateful that you're here and that you came back. I'd love to know where you came to watch from. And if you're with me live, drop in the chat where you're watching from or the thing that you love most about being with me present. I'm seriously thrilled that you're here. So, the very first hidden value of decluttering is the physical benefit, the physical value of decluttering, because the the tidy space that happens or like is the result of decluttering can lead to a more productive and efficient lifestyle. Now, it's easy to say, I don't know how that could work, Stephanie. What does that mean? So when we have clutter, when there's too much stuff, too much inventory, one of the women I love to follow who talks about decluttering is the minimal mom or the minimalist mom. She is super wonderful. I absolutely adore her videos. She talks about items in her home as if it's inventory. So when you have too much inventory, which I think is a problem that has been on the news for Target, that they found that they had too much inventory, so they're trying to clear house. When you have too much inventory, it can feel very overwhelming and it can be anxiety inducing. And so when we start to decrease that physical Clutter, the visual clutter, it can lead to a more efficient home. We'll be able to find our things a little bit easier. We'll be able to have less stuff in our visual line of view. And so that can help reduce some anxiety. So, one of the physical values of decluttering is that we have less to have to deal with, even less to clean up. So it's not just that there's less to clean, because when there's less stuff to clean, dust around, vacuum, all those things, but there's less to pick up, it's easier to keep your home tidier. And that's not to say that you need to run and get rid of everything, but simply that having less of those things can lead to a more physically wonderful environment for yourself. The second hidden value of decluttering, so the number two thing, are the mental benefits of decluttering, the mental value of decluttering your home. So, a decluttered space can help you feel calmer and it can help you feel in more control. Often, there are so many things that are way, way out of our control, and it can lead to overwhelm, it can lead to stress, it can lead to anxiety, it can lead to a myriad of things. But when we help lessen the clutter in our lives, one of the mental benefits of it is that it can help us feel calmer and help us feel a little bit more in control. And if you are anything like me, feeling calmer is such a wonderful thing. I'll give you a real life example. So, one of my in person decluttering clients, who I am just having the most fun working with, we recently redid their kitchen. So, we've been working on decluttering their kitchen. And their kitchen is not the hugest space. They've definitely talked about, her and her husband have talked about how they'd like to have their kitchen redone. They feel like it doesn't really meet their needs right now. And so, one of the things that we are working on is getting the kitchen to a place where it can be renovated and they can have new appliances, new cabinets, and things like that. But to get to that place, we had to take care of some of the clutter in the kitchen. And so they don't have a ton of counter space, but part of the problem was also their counters were covered with stuff, covered with appliances, covered with dishes, covered with things. And so we took everything that we could off the counters and said what needs to live on the counters and what needs to find a new home. And so, as we cleaned off the counters and found new homes for things and figured out what did need to live on the counter, we cleaned off a lot of that space and cleaned off a lot of the visual clutter. And so I went back 2 weeks later for our next scheduled time to meet and asked, how was it these past 2 weeks having less stuff, less things on the counter? And they both said, it's been wonderful. We've been able to find things. It felt less stressful. Like, just mentally, it felt easier to do the things around our kitchen that we've really been wanting to do. And I was so happy for them that the mental load of everything on their counters being reduced, also, like, that visual load helped with their mental load. So the second benefit was that your mental you get mental benefits. Sorry, I'm going to just throw that back up there. The mental benefit of decluttering is that it can help you feel calmer and a little bit more in control. Okay. So there's a third benefit to decluttering, a third value to decluttering. And this one I think is huge. There's amazing benefits to the physical side of it and the mental side of it, but even more so the financial side, your budget side of decluttering. A decluttered space can help prevent you from purchasing unnecessary multiples and more. There's even more financial benefits. But that was pretty much like the biggest one that stood out to me when I started thinking about the values of decluttering and how it can help you financially. So often, what I'm seeing time and time again with clients, and even with people who aren't my clients, but are like people that are in my life all the time, my friends, my family, is when you have too much clutter and there's stuff everywhere, it's easy for things to get lost. And so you don't realize that you have the thing that you need because it's somewhere in the mess. And so you buy a second one or a third one. And then when you go to clean up that area that was driving you bonkers, you find the initial one that you had and you realize, oh, shoot, now I have duplicates. I didn't need to make that purchase. And I've now spent money I didn't need to spend on replacing an item that didn't need to be replaced. And so
The huge, huge financial benefit of going through a decluttering process is giving items a home so that you know where it goes when it's you're done using it, but giving your items a home so that you can find things a little bit easier and then not have to waste money on replacing a thing that didn't need to be replaced in the first place. Or as you're decluttering, you may find that something that you purchased 4, 5, maybe even 10 years ago isn't being used anymore. And it still has perfectly great life in it, but it's simply taking up space in your home that you could be using for something else. And you could sell that item and get a little bit of money back. And by getting some money back, you could use that money to save up for a vacation, pay off some debt, go out to dinner with your family or your friends, have some fun. And so the financial benefits of decluttering can be fairly significant for you if it's preventing you from purchasing a multiple you don't need, if it's helping you sell some items to recoup some money that you might have lost, or to help fund something that you're saving for. And then another financial benefit, another financial value of decluttering is that if you find that there is something that you really, really do truly need. So, for example, I have a client who, as we were decluttering, they were realizing that there were some toys that had parts missing. And so I was like, does it make sense to replace the toy in its entirety? Or does it make sense to buy the parts that are missing for the toy? What is the easiest thing and the thing that makes the most financial sense? And they were like, oh my gosh, like it would be super easy to replace the missing parts from this toy and way more cost effective than replacing the whole toy, and then my kids will still be happy. And so because we decluttered the toy area for their kids, it was easy for them to say, "Ooh, I can just buy this one replacement part. The toy will work again. My kids will be thrilled. I won't waste money on buying a whole new thing. Easy peasy." So there are multiple financial benefits from doing a big declutter or even a small declutter. And when you have financial benefits, those financial benefits also affect the mental benefits of decluttering, because when your financial stuff is stressed, it affects your mental well-being, and when your finances are stressed, it affects your physical well-being. So if you start to declutter and it helps your finances, it trickles into your physical well-being and your mental well-being. So there are so many benefits to decluttering, and all of those things are hidden values, sometimes things that people don't even realize can be helpful. So if you are thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like Stephanie, this is like, I hadn't thought of this, or I've thought about this in the past, but I never really, took the time to do a declutter, or since like wanted to set time aside. I don't really know where to get started. That's okay. I'm here. I've got you. If you need support decluttering, there are two ways that you can get support. So, first, you don't have to wait for this decluttering boot camp that we're having on July 30th. You can start getting support right away. You can literally drop the word declutter in the comments, and we can start the conversation on how you can best get support from me to live your more audacious life and have a less cluttered home. And we can rock and roll right now. Or if you're like, I need really focused support, I just need to pick one day and set aside a few hours to like focus and get some stuff done. We are hosting here at the Audacity show. We are hosting our very first decluttering bootcamp on July 30th. Now, if you happen to have come across this video and it is like September 7th, and you're like, oh shoot, I missed the bootcamp, don't worry, we will have another one later on. But if you're with me live or catching the replay and it happens to not yet be July 30th, you can 100% get signed up for our decluttering bootcamp. Simply drop a bootcamp in the comments below and I will get you all the information to get you signed up. Oh, hey, there we go. See, I did my slides out of order. This is what happens when I try slides because I'm not used to it. But we got to learn somewhere. So again, if you really want support sooner, we can talk about how I can support you in decluttering way sooner than the 30th, because today is only the 13th. There's still 17 more days before the 30th where you can get support from me helping you declutter or helping you come up with some strategies for living your more audacious life. Again, you can drop a declutter in the comments below and I will start chatting with you about how you can get more support sooner. And if you want to wait and do a more focused thing, we have our boot camp on the 30th. Either way, we are here to support you in any way we can. I love to declutter, it's one of my most favorite things. But I really wanted to simply take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today, for taking time out of your crazy day to be here on Wednesday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It's truly an honor to spend time with you and to share all of these things with you. Next week at noon, right here, we are going to be talking about four ways that decluttering can help you see that your dream life is possible. So if you are like, oh my gosh, these hidden values were so wonderful, I cannot wait to learn more. Join me again next week at noon, right here on my business page, The Stephanie Young. You can join me on my personal page, or you can join me in either of the groups that I run. If you are an active member in my coaching program, you get access to this video. And if you are an active member in my challenge group, the Hot Mess Hangout, you get access to this video also. There are four ways to watch, but we will be talking about the four ways that decluttering can help you see that your dream life is possible. Because again, I am Stephanie Young and I support women who are ready for success, lessen the overwhelm in their life so that they can make their dreams reality. And I do this with my Audacious Life decluttering strategy and coaching programs. Thank you again so much for being with me. I can't wait to see you next week and share all of these wonderful tips with you guys. Have a super wonderful Wednesday and happy decluttering.